guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, the Makeup Fairy, and in today's video I will show you how I did this fantasy makeup, and if you like it, then I have 3 wishes that I want you to grant me. I want you to go and like, subscribe and leave a comment. Now, let's just dive into it. So, step 1. Take one potato face, but do some skin prep on it so it becomes more of a sweet potato. And starting with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter primer, I'll apply it all over my face. As I mentioned in the last video, I like to prime first and then do the eyes and then continue with the rest of the face. Then the eyeshadow base, and I'll be using again the MAC Paint Pot, and of course applying it all over my eyelids with my fingers, and a little goes a long way with this product. Okay, now I want to add some depth to my eyes, so I will take the Meet Matte Trimony palette again, and I'll be using the shade called Matte Lopez, which is kind of warmy brown. And using a fluffy brush, I'm applying it in my crease, and I like to start right here near the nose, because it helps you achieve a slimmer look. To add even more definition to my crease, I will use a deeper brown shade, and I'm taking the Matte Reed shade, and I'll be using this smaller blending brush from Inglot, and it's my favorite brush, and I will use it just a little bit, not all over the lighter brown shade that I used before. I'm not bothering too much with blending it downwards, because I will apply a darker shade on the rest of the eyelid. Next ingredient on the list, the Natasha Denona mini palette. I don't know which one this is because she has like 5 or 6 mini palettes, but I'm taking this one, and I'm using the this brown shade, and I'll apply it all over the rest of my eyelid. And God, the Natasha Denona eyeshadows are so creamy and easy to blend. I will use the same shade to create the foxy look. So with the thinner side of the brush, I'm using the same eyeshadow and just building up this line. Now, take one flat eyeshadow brush, one setting spray, spray it over. Nice. And you know what this means. Next, I'll use a pigment, and I'll use the Emma pigment in the shade 156, and I'm not showing it to the camera because I've already opened it. Yeah, good job, Marina. And I will apply it in the center of my eyelid. Yes, I needed that pop of color. Next step, same brush, same setting spray, spray it again, and I will use the Inglot pigment in the shade 85, and I can show it to the camera for the exact same reason. And I want to focus this pigment in the outside, because this one is a bit darker. It's a duochromatic pigment and it has some green and some brown inside, so I want the outer part of the eye look to be darker. See? Fallout. That's why I do eyes first. And for the inner corner, new flat brush, same setting spray, and the Emma pigment in the shade 200. And I want this one in the inner corner because it brightens up the look so much. Awesome. And the last thing to do for the eye look so far, I want to pop some black eyeshadow in the other corner. Just a little bit more definition. Great, I'll do the other eye off camera and I'll be back in a second. I'm back, as you can see, and I've done my skin meanwhile too, because it's just not relevant for this look that I'm going for. And the next step I want to do is to complete the eye look with the under eye area, but before that I want to set the concealer I applied with the powder, and I'll be using the Fenty Beauty powder in the shade Butter. And I'm not really the person to bake. I never like that. I think it's just unnecessary. So I'll use just a little bit of powder with a powder brush, and I go under the eyes with it. And I'm taking just a little bit more and I'm applying it on the rest of the face. And the reason why I wanted to do this step is because we might have some fallout when I do the rest of the eye look, and I want that to be removable easily. Since my skin type is dry, I don't use that much powder, but if yours is oily, then you might have to add a little bit of extra powder. Okay, so now the under eye area. This is where I want to bring in some more intense colors. So I'm taking this Kryolan palette. It has only bright colors in it, and I want to use this one, which is between a green and a blue. And I want to apply that under the eye. Please be bright, please be bright. Fortunately, there's no fallout, and I'll continue by adding an eyeliner on the waterline, and I'll use this one from the Boysenberries, and I'm trying to find the shade. Yeah, I can find it. So it's the same color as the eyeshadow that I applied underneath. For the next step, I'll do something I don't usually do, and that is use the same eyeshadow and use it as a contour shade. Because this look is all about going over the top with the colors and do random shit that you don't usually do, but trust the process. I'm starting to question a bit this idea, because you can see it doesn't blend as smoothly as a normal contour, but hey, not even fairies are perfect. Do I look more like a zombie than a fairy? Doesn't matter, I'll fix it up. So what I want to do now is go over the top with the blush. So the look that I'm going for is matte sick. So I will use from the Douglas My Chic palette this super bright pink in the corner, and I want to apply it everywhere. I mean, not only on the cheekbones, but on my nose as well, and maybe under the eye. I don't know, I'll just see how it goes. And yeah, last time I used a much fluffier brush because I wanted to have it more diffused, but now I want it to be more intense. So yeah, I'm using this smaller brush. And as I said, I'm going everywhere. Maybe not in my eyes, but yeah, everywhere. Do I look like I have a cold yet? Perfect. Okay, and for highlighter, I'm using another Alma pigment, and unfortunately I can't tell you the shade because it's not listed, but it's this super bright green, and I will show you in a second how it looks. Tapping off the excess, and okay, maybe I tapped off too much excess. I'll use some spray again. Okay, this should be it. I bet you can see that. Great. Okay, it helps a lot with blending that green contour. The next thing that I want to do is to glue on some gems around the eye area, and to glue them on I will use the Atelier Party eyelash glue. If it's safe to use around the eye, then it's safe to use on the eye area. Okay, so I will do this off camera because it's a long process, and I'll be back in a bit. Meanwhile, I popped on some lashes, some gems, I've done my eyebrows, and what I want to do next is just apply some lipstick and a lip gloss on top of it. The one I will be using is this one from NYX. It is double-ended, so on one end it's a matte dark green lipstick, and the other end is just clear gloss. And yeah, that's what I will do for the last step. Okay, so this matte lipstick dries out super fast, and I'll just go in with the gloss on top of it. Yeah, and that's the coffee machine. Excellent. I'll be back in a second after I accessorize. So the makeup fairy is back, and to make this look even more fairy-ish, I will include in the next video the process on how I Photoshop this makeup to look like a fantasy character. So if you liked the process of this makeup, then please like, subscribe and hit that bell button. Thank you. Bye guys.